Okay, we'll introduce the band. On my left is the Charlie Watts of the group, Mike Bedford. Do you want to say hello, Mike?
Hello.
And on lead vocals, we have the stunning Cherie Gears. Do you want to say hello, Cherie?
Hello, Cherie.
There you go.
It's actually Cherie, but...
Cherie, I meant Cherie. Cherie. Stunning. And,
Cherie.
and we have
thinks
Mr.
Stevie
Will
Wonder.
Jackson, known to his friends as Will Jackson. Do you want to say hello, Will?
Hello. Who are you?
I'm Colin Whittaker of the Colin Whittaker Band, featuring Cherie Gears.
There you go.
And we're here at Iger Studios, and we're just working on our new single, which is called $1 Million, which is approximately what I owe at the moment. And Iger Studios is where you live, isn't it, Will?
I live here.
He lives here nearly all the time.
Yeah, I've just packed the hammock away just so I can do this.
Beds are up there, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And so just say about each of your roles.
Well, Mike is an amazing drummer. I always say about Mike that if you play any of the tracks that we've done through a decent hi-fi, it sounds like he's set up his drums in your front room. It really does. It's got a live feel. As I said earlier, the first or second drafts of the demos are done with computer drums, which are okay, and then he comes in and he sort of brings it all to life.
Wow.
It's just like, wow, what happened, And Will, I've worked with Will for a number of years at various studios, and he's a fantastic keyboard player. Although he doesn't play much guitar now on these tracks, he's a brilliant guitar player. But his main role is as a sound engineer, producer, and he's worked with some pretty big names, including locally the Kaiser Chiefs are probably the best.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And loads of other people. You tell
Yeah. Cribs. Embrace. Yeah. And Wiz Khalifa.
Oh yeah.
Was Khalifa?
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Oh God, that was back in
Really
2010.
Okay.
Black and Yellow was #1 in America at the time.
Wow.
And he was touring, and Atlantic got in touch and said, could I do a track with him? So I did a track with him.
Oh, what an experience.
And then I went home. Yeah,
Well,
it was an experience.
Was it a good payday or
Yeah, it's all right when they paid.
when they?
Well, it's usual, Atlantic Records have paralysis of the wallet.
Yeah. We'll bust your invoice, send it again.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But it was fine. It was a good experience. Lovely guy and incredibly talented, unbelievably talented.
Wow. When you say talented, is that in terms of how do you mean? Is that
Musically?
musically? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing he did, he selected a track they were going to do. And the first thing he did was stacked up a load of backing vocals.
Wow.
Just like that. Load of them. So, right, put those together, and then he just went and freestyled over it. Thinking, whoa, this is impressive. So, there we go.
Okay.
That's the end of me.
Turn over a few.
Yeah.
And as regards to songs and the demos, I sing the original demo and send it to Cherie, and then she sort of brings it. In my opinion, she has a more modern way of phrasing, and brings things sort of up to date a little bit. Working with Cherie was a one-off really, and went to a 2, 3, and this is the third single we're doing, so it's just sort of snowballed a little bit. But I have to say, we are really a session band, aren't we?
We are a studio project.
We're a studio project,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
We've got to be honest about it.
We've worked together for a long time, though, haven't we?
We've worked together for a long time. We all do gigs. We've all do gigs separately in different outfits, different bands and stuff.
When you say session band, that's like, just for those, just to clarify, it's like a on-demand service kind of.
Being in a band and being dedicated and rehearsing and doing gigs and everything that goes with it. If you compare that with being in this band, this is like going to a tea party.
But I guess for most musicians, it's been session bands for the past year because of lockdown.
Yeah.
So I think most musicians have been working this way.
Yeah, COVID stopped everything. We were offered a little bit of work, live work, just prior to COVID, so that obviously ended any chance of that. So, But for the time being, we decided we're just going to work in the studio for now anyway.
Okay.
Videos.
But yeah, so we're a session band, session project.
And how did you guys form?
Well, I've known Will for a long. If I'm going to record, I record with Will always. You know, I've always worked at his studio, and we started bringing Mike in about 3 or 4 years ago. And he, as I said, he just brings the tracks to life. And then I don't know how much information you need, but I ended up with a song which needed a female vocalist. So Will suggested Cherie, and that was a song called "Love Don't Look Like This." And
Wicked song, by the way. Fantastic song.
well, the weird thing about it is that we're a group from Yorkshire, and we wrote and recorded a country reggae hybrid, which is there's not many of them.
No.
With flute, and it was and it's been most successful in Bavaria, in southern Germany. It's been streaming in Germany for 12 months, and the first place that downloaded it was Peru. So the wonders of the internet.
The wonders of the internet. Yeah. Exactly. You find out, you learn some amazing things. You just random. It's like people when they make playlists, they will add a random song to the playlist, and if someone likes it, somebody likes it. And it doesn't matter who, where, as long as people love it. That's the main thing.
Yeah. Then we did a single which I sang. It's only one so far, which was a tribute to one of my heroes, Hank Williams, who died at 29, and he wrote 700 songs.
Wow.
If you're a songwriter, try and beat that. Wow. You know what I mean? 700 in 29 years. And then we did Love Song, the third single, again with Cherie, and that got a lot of airplay, hell of a lot of airplay in Britain, America, Canada, Australia, and Denmark, and Africa.
Wow.
So that is obviously working well in terms of getting airplay and being on the radio. Things are working out really well. People seem to like the sound, so we're doing another one now called $1 Million.
Wow. And $1 million, I think it's quite different to Love Song, would you say? Feels, it's more disco.
Yeah. That's deliberate.
That's deliberate, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what yeah.
Well, I wanted to do a song that people could actually dance to in a nightclub, actually really dance to. And I asked a couple of women, I played it to a couple of friends, and one said, well, if that was on in a nightclub, I'd get up and dance to it. And the other one said, well, I get up and dance to it as well, but I'll dance to anything when I've had a drink. Yeah, but it's supposed to be deliberately a retro Tamla disco thing.
Yeah,
with
the vibe you're going for, wasn't it?
Yeah, with a modern vocal, if you like, modern vocal.
Yeah. Okay.
But ask Cherie about how she does her phrasing and stuff or whatever. What do you want to say, Cherie?
Please, yeah. How do you sort of,
Well, this project's really interesting for me because, I like to, I guess, interpret other people's work. It's quite nice because I'm a songwriter myself, but it's really nice to get somebody else's song and put my spin on it. And from a jazz background, just improvisation's my thing. So I kind of like to just open my mouth and see what happens. So obviously I've been listening, I get Colin's interpretation, and it's your baby, but then I really appreciate that you give me the freedom to just kind of go and see what comes out, and then that's kind of my part added into the mix, and everybody's kind of like individual personalities coming across, and then so from the demo to the final product, it just transforms quite naturally.
So what was you doing then? Was you helping in terms of the vocals or like? Yeah,
well, I like a vocal delivery to sound natural and sound like it's my baby. So even if I'm singing a cover, I want it to sound like it's my song.
Well, it is your baby. You're part of the song as well. Okay, so anything that you're part of, you want it to sound, you don't want to be part of something that isn't right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But they do sound like your song. They do sound like that song. Don't you think so, Will?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
They do. Really.
Yeah, it's a very organic approach. And the thing about this project is that every single song takes quite a while to kind of ingest, and then people put their own thing on it. So it's not like we just start recording in the morning and then it's done at night. This takes place over a number of weeks,
Yeah,
so people can live it a bit more and then record their bits. So
yeah,
that is one good thing about it.
yeah. That's what I was thinking. Because when you say you
Yeah.
did it in like one day, you helped build it, but in terms of the actual planning, and that took a bit more time, didn't it?
I've done 2 sessions with Will prior to today,
Yeah,
but today we've added a lot. You know, some guitar, live drums, and lead vocals. So we've just got to do another session really to mix it, and it's virtually done. But yeah, it can sometimes take 7 or 8, 9 sessions to finish the song.
yeah,
Depending on what the instruments are. On the last one, I played 3 instruments, so that was why it took a long time.
But not all at once.
Not all at once. No.
Why not?
Amateur.
Yeah, that was one good thing about COVID, that I had plenty of time to practice.
Yeah.
You know, I did. So I practiced. So I did 2 flute parts and 2 guitar parts, but that was a bit unusual. And bass on that one. Yeah, forgot about that.
Oh, yeah.
And bass.
Yeah.
So who's the perfectionist? Because there's always somebody with me that always likes something to be right and always likes it to be perfect.
I
Is
mean,
there?
everybody is.
Everyone.
Yeah, but I don't really like everything to be perfect anyway.
To a degree.
Really?
To a degree. There are, I think one has one's standards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then as long as it's above that, that's fine.
yeah,
You know, if there's this occasional little hiccup, it can be a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
key thing
yeah,
is
yeah.
And
to-
that's the thing. It's making the judgment about what's allowable and what isn't.
what you're trying to get is a performance.
Yeah.
yeah.
And that can come
Oh, sorry, love.
first
It's
take.
all right.
It's come
You're
naturally.
out of shot.
Oh.
There you go.
Yeah.
This is a fun ride.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cherie Gears.
Stunning Cherie Gears.